How's it going, everybody? My name is Kingston, and welcome back to another Napoleonic Total War 3 battle. Today, it is a 4v4, and there are very high points, especially on the French side. There are two 11-point Frances, a 10-point France, and then an 8-point Württemberg. And they're taking on a 10-point Prussia, a 10-point Russia, an 8-point Helder, and a 10-point UK. So the point advantage is definitely in the French's favor. So the real question will be, can the Prussians, with a 2-point disadvantage, can they win? Can they conquer the French army? Because there is going to be a lot of French on this battlefield here today. Already you can see these French Hussars and Dragoons are kind of pushing back. In fact, they have some Cuirassiers in the back as well as Davout. They're pushing up here. Gonna be getting very aggressive. I wish there was the hoof, you know, the sound effect for the horses going. But, I mean, Prussia does have some good cav as well. Hussars, Dragoons, they have their Cuirassiers, and of course their general. I think they're outnumbered and outmatched right at this point. Their cav is definitely not as good. Now, they could use that number to their advantage at the moment, but that's not going to last very long. And of course, excuse me, on this other side, we do have Russia and France pushing up here, but I think France is going to lose their, or not France, Russia's going to lose their cavalry as it gets charged by some chasseurs cheval of France here, riding them down and just slaughtering them. They're wavering, they're gonna break. Or maybe not. But we do have a lot of Russian Dragoons. Now, the Russian Dragoons, I have a lot of respect for the Russian Dragoons. They are very deadly when used properly. And we'll see if that happens today, because there's a lot of them. There's like 4, I do believe. No, 3 or 4. I think there was another one over there. So 83 men. No, there's only 3, my bad. 8. But they are going to be facing off against the French here. Now, they do have a lot more over here. More Dragoons pushing up, 2 Dragoons, some more Hussars. No heavies, I don't think. So this side has no heavies going up against Russian. I would hope Russia brought heavies. But even if they didn't, this should be an even matchup. Russia, on the other hand, on that side, I think they're going to be outmatched by the French. But there's the Cuirassiers. Okay, so this will be an interesting one. I don't think that Russia feels very confident at the moment. Here's their Cuirassiers. Back here, more Dragoons. They are going to fall back, and actually you can see that the Chasseurs Cheval are going to rush up a little bit here, maybe scare them off. And they're also walking up more of their elite cav. Now, the infantry are in the back lines of rolling down this hill. They got to know that Russia isn't here yet. And the UK and Helder are pretty far back, so... but yeah, here's the Russian army, and they do appear to be trying to get control of this hill at least. They're gonna be able to support their cav and engagement. Oh, we do maybe have a cav fight over here. We have some Cuirassiers who hit some Chasseurs Cheval using their heavies. It's a very interesting tactic. There's 2 of them. But look at this interception of Hussars here. They're going to scare off these Dragoons from being able to reinforce these Chasseurs Cheval. I'm very interested as to why they're using their heavies in the front lines, but obviously it seems to be working well for them. So France is going to move up, pushing up with their 4-pounders, set up, maybe try to drive back the cav using artillery. We do have the UK pushing over a lot of cav. What are they going for? Oh, they're going for the flank of this cav. Look at this. We have a huge attack. The Baker's Light Bob massing up here. Honestly, this is not going to go well for the UK. I'm really surprised they even went in for a charge there. Especially since Russia didn't have any cav even close. They could have timed that a little better, or at least supported the French. Now, they lost 1 cav unit. They'll probably get away with the rest of them. But the Baker's Light Bobs are definitely... They could come back. They could come back. They're just broken. But we do see a massive cav push up here, maybe as they are distracted. Maybe they're going to try to hit them while they're distracted by the UK, possibly. The UK should be pushing up a lot more. Württemberg going to try to support this side. Not a whole lot of room to flank around either. This would be a very head-on attack. You definitely, France, would want to send in their cuirassiers. You can see they actually are pushing them up. It'd be very easy not to get flanked here with these buildings. So if they send them straight in and then funnel guys around the side, just watch out for this line infantry. They can't form square, but they may be dangerous. Once again, Russia's going to fall back here. We even have Napoleon Bonaparte on the battlefield here behind these heavies, so they're going to be able to inspire the men to fight harder for longer. We also, it does seem like France is going to take at least half of this village. Other half, you can see the UK already pushing green rascals into this LOC. They're going to form up here and make it a little more difficult for the French to take this town square now. Oh wow, we had some French in the back. Hussars going against dragoons. Maybe they were trying to go for a general or artillery or something. But they are not going to do too well. No, probably not. Now, they do have infantry standing here against the cav now. So the cav play, I think, is almost over, and it's going to turn into an infantry fight here. France is actually going to push up their infantry. They're going to get shot at by the Green Rascals. More UK infantry pushing up here. I would fall back as the UK, or as the French. I mean, you're going to get outgunned here. Yeah, I would say France needs to be cautious. They could get flanked by Russia as their reinforcements. Württemberg are very far behind. They could get 2v1. That is not something you want to see. In fact, Helder is right here too. There's 3 factions around this town, so maybe this is going to be a trap. This could be a trap.
We have taken the building, sir.
Okay, so now LC taken. But that's going to be a trap for France, maybe. I would be advising caution with the 11-pointer. You see the skirms pushing up here. We do have Cav that can help support this side, but you can see they're getting shot to size here already. In fact, we have skirms in the forest here. They're going to not take as many losses. Oh, but Cav is going to go in against them. That was what they were waiting for. So Skirm's going to get charged by some Hussars. France is going to hold here by the LOC. The problem is you could have some skirms sitting here that are just going to take some pot shots. We do have a bayonet charge going in here. Like the Highlanders taking on some Grenadiers of the line. And actually, the Grenadiers are going to win here against these Highlanders. And possibly they're going to charge in to the LOC, but they are shaken. And Helder's pushing up here. Helder's going to bring some Russians and UK infantry. You see Russia pushing up on the flank. This is what I would be concerned about. France is taking on 2-3 factions. Helder, of course, has not advanced just yet here. But they are going to, and as the coalition, I would be rushing to beat this force. I mean, if you can eliminate this France, it'd be so much easier. We do have some cav charging in here as well. Russia did lose some infantry, but they're going to charge in here, trying to break the French infantry. France kind of fighting in a bit of a circle. This is not something, like I said, you want to see. But man, Russia just had a mass rout with their infantry here. And the UK actually are having some problems. They're going to push up some more infantry. And a bayonet charge as well going against the line infantry. We have the 17 infantry of the line. And if Green Rascal is going to maybe get charged. France maybe going to try to go in for a massive charge. Now we do have the other 10-point France pushing up here, maybe just in time, as quite honestly, France seems to be doing pretty well. Russia and the UK not doing so hot. And this other fight, Prussia is just, I think, falling back. I don't think they're even really fighting against France anymore. Or even, they have decided they're not even going to, I think. And it looks like actually the UK are falling back. I'm actually a little surprised. I mean, these units are pretty big, pretty good morale. They're 11-point France. The reason I love 11-point France. But they're doing really well, especially considering this LOC right here. And Helder had some artillery set up here, but they're pushing their infantry back, interestingly enough. UK is going to start losing artillery, or cav, to the artillery of Württemberg. And they should pull those cav back. They don't need to have them so upright. I mean, they're defending Prussian position. They don't need to. We do have the UK maybe trying to go in for the back of the French. But France may be trying to do a flanking charge here. Yikes. The coalition is just a little rough right now. You see they're even getting outflanked right here on this side. Russia has taken this, but here comes a 10-point France to engage them, and they are already engaged, so they may not have enough men to be able to deal with all of these French. And the cav play, guys, is still very it's not very dominant in this battlefield, to be sure. It is a lot of line infantry with the cav just sitting back and just waiting. Helder pushing up here. Like I said, France may be in danger of getting outflanked. Württemberg and France are going to try to collapse probably on Prussia. And Prussia looks like they actually are contented to maybe hold this hill here. Start getting some volleys off on the French, but they have Württemberg pushing on their flank. Now these guys are hidden for the moment, which is why the UK should be scouting, seeing what they can see, because they know that Württemberg is over here. Oh, we got Helder way in the back here. Some Russians trying to go for the artillery, and they may have almost done it. France is actually having some breaking here as this town may be turning into a bit of a death trap over time. France is also 10-point France pushing up on the hill. Russia is going to be trying to hold the top of this hill. I think France can take this. Like I said, Russia is only pushing half their army. So I don't see any artillery for them either. There's their artillery. We have more French cav attacking the, what is this? The artillery position of the UK. And some line infantry. Yeah, it looks like some Royal Irish, which they are breaking. So France is still definitely helping to keep this from just destroying them, but they've lost a lot. Now, the question will be, is it worth it? Well, in a little bit, we'll probably find that out. For now, if France cannot hold back Helder and the UK, then Russia can hold the hill long enough for them to flank the 10-point France that is advancing on Russia. And you can see they are now engaging here. Russia getting the first volleys off. France getting very close before they're going to deliver their first volleys, which actually could be devastating to this Russian line. And this is a good place to attack. Right here is kind of a weak point in the Russian line. They have some men sitting over here shooting at the French. See, the volleys are going to be deadly on both sides here at such a close range. Every shot is probably going to tell. So I'm thinking the French are going to win. They have reserves they can push up. We have some cav pushing up. Here comes Helder, though. You seeing this? I'm not sure what the squares are for, because you do not want to square against light infantry. But France is starting to have a smaller, thinner line. They do have cav and infantry pushing up together. So Cuirassiers and the National Guard. So they're using their cheaper infantry along with some cuirassiers maybe to try to punch a hole through here. And have some line infantry pushing up. Gonna try to get a volley off on the cuirassiers. Excellent positioning. This could be very deadly to the line infantry and to the cavalry if they fire, of course. But France is actually starting to fall back here as they're getting driven back. Russia is also falling back as France is going to start pushing up. Russia maybe just has to delay. They got to delay. That's all. France is actually going to fall back out of this village here. Prussia has definitely fallen back here, and this fight is definitely going to be for this one area here. France had this big old push right here, you can see, but they are getting pushed all the way back. The fight for like this town square is being very costly for the French here. We have some cuirassiers going in once more against the Russian grenadiers to try to break them here. You gotta watch out though, because they have a bunch of Helders sitting right here that can start shooting you in the side, and it will tell at close range. Russia is falling back here. I'm surprised they're not even trying to hold even for just a little bit. Yikes. But they're gonna try to fall back maybe into the village, use the buildings to kind of break up the French advance. At the same time, they're gonna keep trying to push on this side. I think, Russia, I think, is just going to try to hold the right flank. They have, this is to be a little discouraging for this 11-point France in Württemberg. They have not really been engaged yet. They've just been marching this entire time while the fight's been raging on this side. 11-point France is actually almost gone. They have only a few units left. They only have one line left, which is actually getting charged in the side by the Green Rascals. An interesting unit to want to go into melee with. But they are falling back. At the same time, I would love to see this cav actually try engaging this French line. As most of these guys cannot form square, you got to do something with all your cav. They're going to pull up into this wooded area with the buildings, maybe to help even their the numbering of enemies versus friends that they have. And Helder has really pushed up here. You can see they're actually in the tree line here, still engaging these cuirassiers in 11-point France. Over here, we do have Württemberg possibly now engaging. At least Prussia is not alone, necessarily. But Prussia is going to try to take some of the high ground and then maybe try to hold here with their cav. Most of the cav not being used. We do have artillery set up in a good position to help support this side of the fight. There's an LOC, which I would hope that the coalition, yeah, they do have some units in that LOC. Some grenadiers, the guard pushing up though, so you want to get some cav ready to charge those Württemberg grenadiers. So now the UK and Russia are kind of forming up. They may try to use this square once again to push back any French troops, because like I said, they are outnumbered on this side. This French army is very fresh. Prussia's the only one that's kind of very fresh. Helder is definitely taking some losses, and there's two brand new.
Sir, our general is under attack.
Uh-oh. We may have a artillery shooting the general. But Prussia keeps falling back. I would advise maybe some standing at some point, you know. Like, you can't fall back forever. But you can use your cav, although most of these guys can't form square. Württemberg has some weaker units. You can focus them down. In fact, I would focus down the 6-pointer. It's not an 8-pointer. I know I said 8-pointer, but it's a 6-pointer. Ooh, this force is going to slow down Württemberg, and they're just going to get shot by the Prussians as they try to push through here. Not going to go very well for them. Their whole momentum got totally ruined by the forest. In here, Russia is trying to hold this thin line here. I would maybe they should fall back, as the UK are going to try to hold the square with them. We see France is actually starting to flank around here. Now, the Cav could come into play here. This is the only time the Cav is going to be able to actually do something here. Only one unit can form square. France should, or Russia should be using that to their advantage. Oh, that's a good charge, too. They're going to charge in behind line infantry, and you see actually that is going to cause them to become shaken. Maybe they're going to fall back, but for now, France is once again going to re-enter the town square and try pushing up here. Württemberg looks like they are going to be taking this LOC, at least trying to, and Prussia is going to be squaring up with them in the forest tree line. Over here, Prussia is, they need to stop falling back. Literally, they just keep losing troops whenever they stop. Or whenever they keep falling back, France is going to keep firing at them. And, I mean, they have artillery here. Get your cav ready. Get your cav ready. Even if they're a distraction, it's better than losing your whole line. And also, having a general up here would help inspire this line to stay in the fight. We see Prussia has taken some losses here. The Hussars. Line infantry still holding here. Helder still holding. They have artillery sitting up here. The real raging fight still is in this town. And it has since the very beginning of the fight here. Now we do have line infantry getting charged by some dragoons here. France trying to do their best to hold them back. As it's dragoon versus dragoon. And we may have a bayonet charge going against the... Yeah, the French are going to go in once again against Russia. And the UK just had a mass break. So this village may finally be the French, which is going to cause a collapse, which is going to kind of go down the entire line. We do have Prussia getting defensive. Yeah, I would keep charging. Just keep charging. There we go. Get a cav engagement here. Hussars going on against the French. We have more cav now charging in some dragoons. They're going to fall back here. Prussia is still holding here. Württemberg has a lot of troops, though. They're going to be able to push up with a lot of troops. Now, this LOC is still being held. That's going to turn deadly for Württemberg. As they're just going to get shot at close range. They're going to push up their guard, it looks like, to help with that. But I think it's going to be over. Unfortunately, France just was too much, and I think with the UK gone and Russia almost gone, it's just a matter of time before this flank turns. Now, Prussia did make a huge push here and was able to take out some of the French cav, but some dragoons from France are charging in, and they gotta be careful. They're gonna let France take on their artillery. Oh no, we got some cuirassiers going in for a countercharge here. Prussia's actually holding very well. Very well. There's a flank here, but this artillery, if they can keep pounding away at this French flank, they maybe can help with that. Now, these cuirassiers are going to go in there and be met by some dragoons of France. Russia's still holding. Oh man, Helder's general needs to get out of there. He's get killed. He's wavering. Helder holding in the tree line. That's actually a really good hold they have made so far. Württemberg, I'm not sure what they're doing. They're going to do a bayonet charge with the cav. This is not the column you want.
Men are running, sir.
What remains of the UK and Russia are fighting it out right here. Looks like just some cuirassiers went in a little bit late. Cav play is tough. It's tough to find a time to throw your cav in, to know when to charge them and when not to. Right now we do have the cuirassiers, like I said, charging in. With Württemberg as well. It's just a mixture of all sorts of cav. Württemberg, France, UK, or Helder, if you want to call it that. But actually, Württemberg looks like they may be having some mass routing here. As that may just trickle down the line. You can see it's going to affect these guys as well. Now, France is going to be able to push, make maybe a dent in the Prussian line. Now they got their artillery up. They have not really made a whole lot of headway. Prussia's been very stubbornly holding on to this LOC and the area surrounding it with the trees and the woods. Doing an excellent job, actually. Helder even has held. Fun. No. They've held them. And Württemberg's actually running out of men. You can see they had a huge loss here. Helder will have to take on the remaining French, though, which actually not a lot of French left. Man, France lost a lot in this town center.
Our men are running, sir!
It's a very costly battle for the town center. LC still in coalition control, but you see France is going to start pushing up here. Helder does have some troops back here, as well as some skirmishers. Prussia should be shifting over their heavies over to this side maybe to deal with this. Help stop that so they can hold here. Artillery still in a good position, so this fight is not over yet. It is not looking too good for the coalition, of course. I've seen it bleaker, especially since Helder just pushed back a huge onslaught of Württemberg. Oh, it was Landower. That's why it broke. Landower will never do well. It's more of like a, for like Prussia, you can use it behind the lines. If you, like with Prussia, that's why I love Prussia. They have these huge Landwehr units, and if you have units behind those, Landwehr will hold for a long time if you have a general and morale to inspire them. They're just huge. They're like 300 men units. You do have France possibly going to go in from this LOC. Who do we got holding it? So we got, artillery way back here for Helder. And then artillery maybe going to die pretty soon here as the UK are trying to hold. Look at these 4, these 4 brave UK soldiers trying to hold back the might of this French regiment. And actually, Helder is pushing up here. They're going to try to stop this French incursion. I think Prussia's maybe is going to start breaking, although this artillery really was hurting them. But I don't think Prussia has enough. They're pushing up some troops here. Like I said, they have some cav here. These guys can form square. These guys can't. If they make a gap and send their cav in, they could break. In fact, they could bayonet charge the one that does form square and push up with the cav to hit these two. Now, there's a general right here, but, you know, you got to make some big plays. Württemberg did come back, and you see they're reformed, ready to go. In fact, they should be pushing up now because Prussia is pushing out, and Helder had to divert all their troops to meet this French force in the town. You can see they actually lost the building. Oh, the UK are not out of this yet. Look at this. They got some dragoons slicing and dicing, breaking some of the French line infantry here. And they're gonna, I guarantee you they're gonna go in for another, they should go in for another one. Yes. So Helder actually in the UK are kind of taking this back. Back here comes more cav. All this UK cav is starting to come back to like haunt the French dreams. There's no way the coalition can win this, is there? If they win this, I am going to be shocked because I honestly thought they were going to lose. I really did. Württemberg, if they got really aggressive here, they could easily seal this victory. France is in a fight, like a shooting fight with France, and that is the worst. There's the things that you do with Prussia, the things that they do well in. Shooting, standing and shooting is one of the better things they can do versus maneuverability and bayonet charges and the like such. They do not do well at those. In a standing line battle, if you have a little more troops in them, you can usually win. Oh no, France just shot their own cav, but there's no cav to defend the artillery, so this may be a huge win for the French finally. I would honestly send these cuirassiers into this line, but that's just me being reckless and stupid, because that's something I would definitely do. I think France needs to make sure they're not shooting their own men, because they definitely are. They're shooting their own men. They're yeah. They're not helping themselves. Here we go. The Cuirassiers are going to go in for a line here. Are they going to form square in time? Yes, they are. But they're going to... Oh, that was a huge loss. There's still some more, though. They're going to charge in too, I guess. So Prussia may be making a mistake here. Okay, they should push him back, yeah. Württemberg is going to support their ally. So Prussia's going to have to fall back. But Helder has taken this town, guys. Helder has taken this village. Something you would not expect to have happened. The French got repelled. Shockingly enough. They even took the LSC back. My goodness. This LOC, guys, this town was like the death of thousands of French and coalition, obviously. Yeah. Württemberg is going to be able to make a stand here. In fact, they may be able to make a push here. Combat Gen going into the LSC. Once again, Württemberg may be trying to push in here. Or maybe not. Maybe they're going to fall back once again. Over here, now that they have lost their artillery, Prussia's going to start falling back. Maybe Helder can push over and help them out. There is still some Cuirassiers, or 11-point France, that can start pushing over here. They can make a huge dent in the Prussian line. You see Prussia is definitely going to be falling back. Sadly, they may be finally giving up this LOC. These Jaeger Guard are going to try to go into the LOC, but look at this. We have Musketeers sitting right here, going to start fighting against them. They look so similar in uniform. Württemberg may break themselves on this LOC. They may break themselves on this. They do have artillery coming over. Like I said, Helder still has the LOC. So an LOC advantage is still in favor of the coalition. And yeah, Württemberg's about to have a big mass rout in this LOC. I don't think they're going to hold it. There's a Prussian general sitting right here. And like I said, Helder is pushing up. Helder done an excellent job.
Our men are running, sir.
In fact, France is actually having some routing here. Oh man, it's so close. In the UK, have some reinforcements or some men that have come back from the fight. Maybe try to do something crazy. Russia is just kind of keep falling back against the French. While they are holding this LOC, you see Württemberg having some breaking, so are the French. They have held by this stone wall for a very long time. Very costly positions to have to hold. Oh, the UK. What are they going for? The artillery? No, they just went for some cav here. I think they killed some artillery. The general for Württemberg definitely still safe. His position still secure. But Helder is going to push up and defend this side. The only side I can see having a problem is Prussia. Prussia may have a problem. They are in the trees, though. That is going to help them out so much. In fact, there's even a general rushing where Sir Thomas Graham, if he can hold himself over here, he can help inspire. In fact, he has a 6-pounder moving up. Oh, guys, this is getting good again. The odds are so even. Still. And Württemberg cannot... I mean, they can actually afford to sit back, maybe do some artillery shelling. There's still 22 minutes remaining. Prussia may start to have some morale problems here. We may have a desperate fight here. Oh, even the UK sneaking back here, shooting. But we may have a Cuirassier on Cuirassier fight here. Yes, we are. Now, if the UK can rush over some troops, get a volley off, they could really start to win this. Now, there is not a general nearby. Oh, Prussia's starting to lose men. That could affect the morale of this army. If only the UK... Oh, a general is Thomas. Is Thomas going to charge in? Please tell me he's going to charge in. He could totally cause a morale debuff here. Crazy madman. Now he's just going to try to inspire the Cuirassiers to stay in the fight here. We do have, like, look at this. So we have some UK infantry kind of forcing the French to pull back some of the infantry and not be able to push on the Prussians. Oh, and a volley in the back lines. But the Prussian Cuirassiers did break, unfortunately. So France was victorious here. They did lose a lot of their heavies. I would just charge this line. You're taking a lot of losses here. Prussia and Helder now going to form up. Helder, in fact, is going to push over. I think France is still going to win this, but it is not going to be an easy victory for them. They do have a lot of artillery that is really going to help even the odds. You said Helder has their artillery. Hopefully they'll set them up before they get fired on by the French. Prussia is going to use this wall, but Württemberg probably is going to... Yeah, they're going to push in behind them. Maybe try to get a shot off in the back and force these guys to break. You can see these guys are actually starting to have the morale shaken. Very desperate times for both of these armies.
Our men are running, sir.
Oh, the French are losing more of their men. Russia is holding, and Württemberg should be pushing right now. They should be pushing. They have got them in a pincer move, but if they wait too long, then Prussia is going to be able to turn and face them. They need to push. They need to put all the pressure they can on Prussia at this moment, because Helder's going to push up and take Prussia's place. Or Helder's going to... Yeah, is that what I said? Oh, that's what I said. Obviously, my brain's not working at full capacity right now, but Prussia did have some braking here, but they had some reserves. They are pushing up here. Oh, the artillery getting very ballsy, getting very close. This fight is coming to an end. One way or another, France is going to go in for a cav charge here. And they're going to be able to drive Helder cav or artillery out as they're going to push up on the side. I don't know where Prussia went, but they were able to take out one of Helder's guns. They may try to go for the other. And unfortunately, as well as they have fought, I think that the French are going to beat the coalition. Coalition fought well. They deserve a victory. Both sides do, of course. But this artillery now for Württemberg going to start probably shelling, maybe some canister shot. And yeah, they're going to start breaking the Prussians. And this may be the end. I think maybe the Prussian player dropped, because all their men are running, charging in, so... Yeah, I think this is it. Unfortunately, I really would have loved to have seen the coalition come back and win, especially after they seem to be losing so badly, especially in the town area. I said they really were losing at first, and they had some decent positioning if they had been able to hold and like encircle the 11-point, which they did. They encircled 11-point France, but they were able to really seize on it too well before reinforcements came up. And of course, they were stuck moving through trees. They were trying to maneuver around as well. So, good game. Good game. Helder's gonna be the last one. Helder really did some good carries here. We do have Prussia charging in. They may have dropped. And Helder is going to hold an LOC. I mean, there's 17 minutes. They're not gonna be able to hold in enough time to get an LOC victory. And France is going to push into the house, and this should be the game. But a very excellent game. Very close.
We have taken a building, sir.
Until the end, of course. Oh, look at that. Helder forming a square against these
The
cuirassiers.
entire unit is dead, sir.
This line infantry going to bane a charge as well. The square will never hold against the line infantry charge. And that should be it. Like I said, this one I believe was sent in... Which one of these was it? No. I honestly can't remember which one it was. So I apologize. But thank you. Make yourself known in the comments. And now the kills are pretty good. France cuirassiers always will do well if you use them well. Now we've seen some battles where they lost their cuirassiers so fast. But you see the kills on both sides were actually pretty even. I mean, really even. So that is about it for me today, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you for joining me. You guys have a great rest of your day. Stay safe, and I'll catch you all in another video.